record
There
and
it is. It's recording.
All right. Cool. I even took notes tonight. I usually like to just go off the top of my head, but I wanted to give a little structure to this and some take-home items for you guys. And so, having done this for a long time, so my last 10 years of my life, this is what I do. I do, health and coaching and personal training and all that aspect. And now that is the life that you guys are also either freshly in or a few months in or a couple years in or partially of your career. So it's exciting, and we all share that consistent passion. And when we're talking about mindset, it's what I always start with is change your story, change your life. And so what story are you telling yourself up here? Because that is so powerful, and that is hard. And I know I've made a living, working with women, and I know it's such an emotional journey. And at times it's hard to pick yourself back up. But remember, you are inspiring others. And the story that you tell yourself up here, I saw that wave. I'm waving back. The story that you tell yourself up here means the world of a difference into how you go about your day-to-day life. And especially when it comes to coaching, because there's going to be times where you doubt yourself and you cannot change your story up here. Otherwise, it will be a vicious cycle of going the other direction. And so change your story, change your life. And so the one thing that I start with when I talk about that is I'm a big believer, I hope you guys are too, that things do happen for a reason. So we're all sitting on this call together right now for a reason. And there's a reason why you're taking this new journey or this step into coaching. And it's such, again, a rewarding aspect of what you can do. But again, that mindset and mentality that you take inside your head means everything. And so that positive self-talk is a big part of it. The second part of it is purpose. Purpose is huge. Having a purpose, making an impact on others, changing lives, inspiring others, being real, being genuine. All of those things add up to fulfillment. And when we feel that fulfillment in our life, that purpose and fulfillment, we're better people. And we can truly make a greater impact on others when we have all of those things. But again, it all leads back to that mindset mentality that we talked about at the beginning. And so again, you have to constantly be reminding yourself and having that positive self-talk in your head and knowing that you are doing this for a purpose and something brought you here for a reason, and that reason is going to carry you through, because there's going to be days that you don't want to do it. And so that purpose and that impact and that knowing that you have a chance to make a difference in someone's life, whether that be one person or whether that be 10 or more, it's just that purpose is what's going to drive you on a day-to-day basis. The next thing is confidence. You are all beautiful women, and you've all went through your own journeys, and you don't have to be like somebody else. You just need to be the best version of you. And that's why it all goes back to that mindset and that purpose, and that's going to equal that fulfillment. And so the confidence really has to come from knowing that you have an amazing story, and you just need to share it and be real and be genuine and tell that story. And for that side of things, it's so easy to compare to somebody else, and you can use comparison, you can use other people for motivation, but don't think that your story is going to be exactly the same as somebody else's. And don't get discouraged when another person has success that maybe you're not, because it's going to happen if you stay consistent and you keep along with the process. And it's going to happen at different speeds for everybody. But as long as you stay true to yourself, not try to be something that you're not, you're going to make progress, and you're going to impact others, and you're going to have a great fulfilling aspect to coaching. So the question then is, are you moving forward on a day-to-day basis, or are you moving backwards? I'm not really a big believer in, you're staying status quo in life. I mean, each day you have an opportunity to get better, be a better version of yourself. And you're either moving forward or backward. And so that's the challenge is, are you constantly moving forward? So one thing that I listen to personal development, and I know that all of you are working that into the equation as well. But one thing that um, Tony Robbins talks about is your decisions, not your conditions, determine your life. And so a big part of that that I really like is it's broken down into 3 areas. What are you focusing on is area 1. So what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on what you can control or what you cannot control? You need to focus on what you can control. Don't worry about the naysayers and the people that are that have negative aspects or try to bring not necessarily you down, but just generally kind of, I always say it's like the balcony or the basement, like the people that are in the basement like suck the life out of you, and you notice that your attitude changes a little bit when you're interacting or you're reading things that they post, and that can just be outside things like the news as well. And so the big aspect of that is, are you focusing on the things that you can control or the things that you cannot control? Forget about the things that you cannot control and focus on what you can control, because that's going to keep you moving forward. The second thing under that, what are you focusing on? What do you have or what are you missing? Are you focusing on more of what you have, as far as are you thankful for all the things that you have, or are you focusing on the things that you're missing? Now, it's okay to have a balance of those 2 things. However, what you're missing piece can be dangerous if you're just focused on negative aspects. You should be continue to focus on how you can progress, not necessarily just the things that are missing in your life. Be thankful and have gratitude for the people that have gotten you to where you are today, and your family and your kids and all of those great things, and not necessarily about what you're missing, more about where you want to achieve to. And then right along with that, are you focusing on the future, the present, or the past? Well, learn from the past, but don't focus on the past. Focus on the present and focus on the future. Those 3 things are going to collectively make you focus on the decisions, not your conditions, are going to determine your life. So the second thing under that is meaning. Are you living a meaning? And I said the word earlier, fulfilling life. So are you focusing on the beginning or the end? It's not the end. This is just the beginning, especially for the 4 of you that are on the call today. This is just the beginning. This is exciting. And there's times where you're super excited, and there's times where you question yourself and your motivation, and if what you're doing is making an impact. That's a part of the process. And you have to embrace that part of the process as well, because it's not always going to be, for lack of a better phrase, sunshine and rainbows. You're going to get no's, and that's okay. But focus on the people that you can impact and can change, because that's what's going to, all you need is to hear that one yes. Amanda, I read your lead generator. It was amazing. Great job. And you already have people like, come in. That's awesome. Focus on that. You're going to have people that are going to doubt you or be just not get it, and that's okay. Don't worry about those. Focus on the positives and the yeses, and you got a lot of love on that so far, and you'll continue to get more. So great start. Kelsey, did you post one tonight too? I didn't get a chance to read it yet. I will though. I'm sure it's amazing. All right. I lost my train of thought. Oh, I was talking about meaning. Is it the beginning or the end? It's the beginning. It's the beginning for all of you. And then what you do. Are you going to move forward or are you going to quit? Now, I know you're not going to quit. We're just starting. However, that meaning and then going into what you do, those do's are what you do day to day to continue to make progress. So you're taking this new challenge, this new opportunity, this exciting new aspect into coaching, and what are you going to do with it? And you need to continue to challenge yourself to move forward. And it's okay to hear a no. That's just that makes that next yes that much better. And so all of those things collectively will help make progress and continue to make you see great results for not only yourself but for others. So The three kind of takeaways beyond all of that, going back to that original mindset piece, is a lot of this with coaching is, people always talk about, I need resources, I need resources, I need resources. You really need less resources. Someone doesn't achieve or not achieve because of resources. You can find plenty of resources. You need resourcefulness. You need to understand what things are working well for you. No two people are exactly the same, and embrace the uniqueness of yourself. And so from that aspect, know that you have an amazing story. Tell it, share it, be real, be genuine. You don't have to be somebody else, and you shouldn't try to be somebody else. You're going to get the best results by being the best version of you and just being as real as you can be. And people will gravitate towards that. And not everyone will relate to you, but I can assure you, the more real and genuine you are, the more people will, and you'll find the people that are like you. And at the end of the day, those are the people that you want to attract and help anyway. So from that aspect, it's going to be a big mentality mindset to focus on the right things in there. So 3 takeaways. You need to have a strategy. That's number 1. So what is your strategy right now that's going to make that progress, that mindset, that change into your life? So what is your strategy? Your strategy you should have on paper. So that means you can break it down to, you need X amount of you need to message X amount of people per day, have X amount of conversations going, X amount of posts. That's your strategy to build your coaching business. And I know that Bridget has gone through some of that, or what she does. And there's some good processes in place. What are they called, hon? Your key things that you have to do daily? Come on. What is it called? Anyone got me here? Tristan, you know what I'm talking about? Your vital behaviors. That's what I was looking for. Your vital behaviors. She had a panic moment for a second. I put her on the spot and she was like, what's it called? So, all right, your vital behaviors is what the Beachbody terminology is. The second thing is what we started with. What is the story that you tell yourself inside your head? And challenge yourself on that, because those times that you let those negative thoughts creep into your head, how can you change it quickly and go back to why you're doing this in the first place, and that purpose, and knowing that you're making an impact, and that fulfillment, and all of those things are going to carry you through. So that story, again, that you're telling yourself inside your head means a lot, means everything. And then the last thing, you need the right state of mind. So story in your head and the right state of mind. And if you've ever followed Bridget's page, a big part of when I used to do weekly fitness tip Friday things, it's a lot of what I talk about is your attitude and your effort, but that attitude that you wake up every single day and what is your attitude for the day? There's very few things that you can control in the outside world, but one thing that you can control every day is your attitude. And that's one thing that I try to always set up with my team is just, we're going to always have a great attitude. We're always going to try to make a positive influence on others by giving our best version of ourselves daily. And I just don't believe in having a bad day. I truly don't believe it. I can't remember the last bad day that I've had, just because I choose daily to have a great attitude. And that starts with that state of mind from the time I get up. Although I'm not a morning person, just give me a half a cup of coffee and then I'm like, all right, I'm good. I got it. Just choosing to have a great attitude and have that right state of mind to tackle the day. I don't just want to go through the day. I want to crush the day in a positive way. And so knowing that you can make a difference, knowing that you can make an impact means a lot. So all of those things collectively are going to help you not be good, be great. So hopefully, I tried to take notes so I didn't get too long-winded. I don't know how long I just talked there, but a decent amount of time. So now it's time for me to challenge you. And what questions, what takeaways, any one thing that you need help with that you feel like I could be resourceful for you, having done this for a while, shoot, go right at it. Trista, I'll start with you. What do you got for me today?
Sorry, I was half listening. So repeat that one.
Just
I'm trying
any,
to multitask.
hey, that's all right.
But I was taking notes. Look.
That's good. That's good. Perfect.
Sorry.
Well, I guess any one takeaway that you want to focus on then from that.
Okay. Now I got it. I've had a hard couple weeks, and probably Bridget's told you that. So really going back and reflecting as to really why I'm doing it is kind of my going forth these next couple weeks, because just had a lot of self-doubt with some things that have popped up and things like that. So that's a big thing right now that I need to take away and start working with.
And like I said, that mindset, you need to have that same mentality every single day. And you're right, reflect and all of those things, but reflect daily. Like what things went well, what things can I improve on, so that you learn from yourself daily, and how you can word things. A big part of this whole aspect is just, when you're talking to somebody, and granted, if it's in person, when I primarily interact in person. However, that's not always the case in this. It's, a lot of conversations online and all of those things, but just the right words to use. And just, I always, again, especially with women, tap into that emotional journey, how you're going to feel. Those aspects make a world of a difference. So you're going to do fine. You just got to stay consistent and continue to believe in yourself. I mean, that's such a big aspect. You're amazing. You got a lot of great value. You do a lot of great things. Just know that what you're doing is impactful, and it is going to make a difference, and it's going to happen at different speeds for everybody, but you have to stay consistent to the process, and it will work out. So again, have some patience, but also have some.
I don't have very many of those.
What's that? Yeah. Well, that's okay. Well, then, it's all relative. So you have to continue to work on you and being the best version of you, and being consistent to the process, and it will come. And again, you're trying to find the people that are like you. And so, as I look at the other three gals, what do they all have in common? Well, they're all moms. Okay. Well, there's a connection that you're going to make in some other cases. But guess what you are? You got this beautiful puppy, and people love animals. And that's a whole other avenue where you can continue to tap into, where these, that your dog's half sniffing your butt in your workout. So, there's just, and that's great. People will embrace that. And that's why, you get a lot of views, and it's just, embrace you. Don't try to compare yourself to others. Embrace, you have an amazing story. You're an amazing individual that's going to provide a lot of great value to somebody, especially because you have, honestly, more education than I do. And I've been doing this for 10 years, but man, in your job, your knowledge in health and wellness is amazing. So again, you have this, you got it. You just have to have that right mindset and believe in yourself, and you'll crush it. All right. I see, Amanda, you're not muted. Give me something.
Wait, Tate, can I jump in quick?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, Trista, I love your Facebook page. I've been following it, and I love all your posts.
Oh, thank you.
And so I think that you're doing a great job. And actually, I forget which cooking video it was, but you took your finger. You're like, yep, I'm cooking with my, and I was like, that's me. Because I was nervous with all these posts for making recipes and stuff. I'm like, I'm usually not that clean in my kitchen, or,
No, my camera fell down in one, and I shot garlic across the screen, and another happens. And I always got yelled at in school when we had cooking classes for using your hands to wipe off the spatula and the bowl, because my mom does it. To this day, I'm like, who uses a knife? Seriously. Your fingers work better. If you're not dirty, it's not going to taste good. No,
so I'm loving it. So you're great.
Thank you.
Exactly. So, that's another example, that's just you being you. And so just continue to be you, and be true to yourself, and don't try to be somebody you're not. And it will come. It's just, you just have to continue to do the daily processes, and be consistent, and believe in yourself, and you're going to be just fine. So Amanda, what do you got for me?
Yes, I was just gonna say this basically the same thing Kelsey did to Trista real quick, is that I think you're amazing and everything that you've put out there is just wonderful. And I also think not only do you um probably get like a lot of dog followers, but also like how many, like I think back to when I was planning my wedding, how I would have loved to have found somebody like you who was
Mm-hmm.
working to be in the best shape of their lives, like while planning a wedding, because it's just like one of the most stressful times. So
It's
thank
like that's a new market for you, Tristan,
yeah,
right there. Like,
it
you know,
is.
pictures that are going to last a lifetime. You know, like
Yep.
pictures that are going to last a lifetime, and you're going through that journey. Like that's a whole new avenue for you to tap into as you prep and prepare for that next step of getting married. And that's something that you need to tap into as often as you. This, Bridget was saying something, interrupting me. As often as you can, especially now, because that's really relatable, and there's going to be a lot of
Mhm.
people going through that aspect. So that's great.
I think so too. But for me, I guess I love everything that you said tonight, Tate, and it I think it's great advice for me. I worry that like it's never been about doubting that I can do this, because I feel like I can, but what I worry about is like not having enough time to commit to
Hmm.
the like people as
Hmm.
far as like what they need and deserve. So tonight, like it was a huge, leap and pulling the trigger and putting it out there. And now I'm like shaking inside, feeling like, oh my God, all these people are messaging me already. And I keep hearing my phone ding, and I'm like, just that self-doubt, like, will I even know what to say? Like, what do I tell them? And I think for me, it's like just trying to set aside enough time this next week to really learn like the product more and like what challenge packs to, email them about. And
Hmm.
so that's, I don't know. I'm just sitting here, like my mind is racing, thinking, oh my gosh, what did I do?
But that's okay, and you'll be just fine. Um, and the thing is that what makes you great at this aspect is like you're great at that interaction piece where you have that really high strength of just being so genuine in your interactions with people that you don't have to be perfect. Just be genuine and real, and just and say, I had to do this because I know the difference it's made for me, and I'm not always going to have every answer for you, but I'm going to find it. And you have a great support system, so you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. You just have to know that that's great. It was I know knowing you how hard I'm sure it was to post that,
Yeah.
and look at the feedback that you've gotten already. So awesome. That's a great first step. You just had to do it, and you'll be fine. You'll find time. And especially and for all of you guys, when you don't feel like you have to recreate the wheel, once you get someone to that point, find something that really works in your response, and then just tweak it to semi-individualize it thereafter. So you don't have to, recreate the entire wheel of things. You'll be fine in that aspect, and it'll be duplicatable as you go.
So maybe, sorry to interrupt, but Bridget, maybe does she have like a email that she could send out of different, responses that have worked well for her with people? Maybe that would be helpful.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think.
sure she does. She just ran downstairs for a second, but I will make sure that she will have that. I think she said she was going to email it to you anyway. So
Okay.
certainly that would be good. All right, Kelsey. Good job, Amanda. You're up.
Same boat. I sent Bridget a voicemail. I was like, well, any notes before I dive off the diving board here? But I guess here goes. I still working on as you know, I want to get a like page, and I want to get a catchy name. I feel like I have the story and a good state of mind, maybe just working on my strategy and how to go about that. And I still obviously have self-doubt and ugh. So I had all my my female coworkers in on a challenge group, and then they all like saw the price and they all backed out. So now I'm at square one again. And so still need to get my first customer.
You'll get it.
Customer
And
first teammate.
yeah, absolutely. And that's, and being new in that aspect, it's like understanding too, like what people invest in. And you have to think of this as an investment, not an expense. And so when you're positioning it to others, understanding what a gym costs and understanding that they can get an on-demand for an entire year for $99 is a huge difference. People pay 30, 40, 50, $80 a month at different gyms, and you are offering something for them for $99 for a whole year, or a program for a far reduced rate, and that's a one-time expense that they get to keep. So just understanding and knowing that how you position it and how you word, it's only expensive if you think it is. I mean, I manage a health club that our most common membership is $89.99 a month, and so I always am constantly battling that aspect of price. But Beachbody, compared to what I offer, I mean, it's not even comparable. Now, when you factor in Shakeology and all those other things, sure, it can sound expensive if you want it to, but it also can sound very reasonable depending on how you position it. So you'll get it. You took your first step. You gotta don't feel like you have to have the perfect name from the beginning. You got to get it out there. You just have to get it out there. You can always change it. They're following you. They're not following the name. And so just continue to just take those steps moving forward, and you'll get it. And your coworkers will get back on board. If it'll take a little bit of reinforcement, but they'll get back on board. Just positioning it the right way and understanding this is an investment in themselves. And when you factor in the nominal expense of at minimally joining a program, you have the ability to get in front of them. Bridget, I did get a notification that says I only have X amount of minutes before I upgrade. I got 6 minutes. Okay. So I'll just get to Havila quick, and then we'll do a quick recap as we go. Havila, what do you got for me?
I think I just need to work on my strategy and not be so haphazard and like do specific things each day, and just making sure I'm kind of checking those things off more and not just working on it all the time, and just trying to balance it all with my family, not be on my phone too much, but follow up with people enough, and just kind of getting more of a plan each day.
Yep.
I think Instagram's getting a little easier to try to share and get ideas and stuff. So hopefully that's going okay.
Okay. And something that can work really well for all of you, and I think this would be perfect for you, Havila, trying to balance schedules, is like when you have that carved time, have a consistent process, but even turn yourself into your own alter ego of like, you are for superwoman in this aspect. Like you have this allotted time where you're not going to just be good, like you are going to crush everything that you want to get in. But that's the whole aspect of that is what falls into that window. Like what processes are going to have the best, what we say is ROI, return on investment. So where are you spending that time specifically and getting your best return on investment? So you just had an amazing couple weeks. I just keep seeing your name everywhere. And so awesome. So how do you continue to build off of that by having a consistent process is the whole aspect that's going to give you the best ROI, return on investment. So that strategy and that process is key for you to like, what are your key or vital behaviors that are going to give you the best ROI on a consistent basis. And like ladies, as you think of in general, like turn yourself into this alter ego. Like what would normally take you 2 hours, what can you do in 45 minutes? Lock that time down and just be ultra productive and really dial it in. And you'll be amazed on how much you can get done in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
I got 3 minutes. Do you want to follow up with this one? Okay. Anything else for me that I can help you with, ladies? I was not trying to cut you short. I just didn't want the meeting to just end abruptly. And you'd be like, oh, see you later. Our free time is up.
Oh yeah, we have the countdown in the corner.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Tate.
What does the countdown say?
3:35, 34.
Oh no, it's up there. Time remaining. 3:31. Okay, we see it. So 3 minutes. Anything else I can help with, or anything you want to follow up with, honey? She thinks I don't have very good breath right now. True love. She'll give me a kiss anyway.
No, but I'm just super proud of Amanda and Kelsey for putting on your guys' lead generators tonight. Awesome job. And don't worry about knowing everything. When people message you and everything, just be, what's the word I'm thinking of? Because it was with me too at the beginning. It was like people were messaging me and I was like, oh my gosh, I have no idea what to say. But just be like, I'm going to get that information to you. I'll get back to you. Don't feel like you have to respond to them immediately. You know what I mean? And so just be sure to know that whatever you're working on, like, it can wait when people are messaging you, and just go ahead and box for me and I'll help you out. Okay?
Thanks.
Yes. All right, Turner's calling.
All right, 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Anyone else got anything that I can help with in 2 minutes and 20 seconds? I talk really fast. I can help. Trista, anything else?
Nope, I'm good.
Amanda?
I'm good. Thank you.
Kelsey?
I'm okay. Thanks, Tate.
Havla?
I'm good too. Thank you for your
All
time.
right. Yeah, you bet, ladies. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. The main thing with something like this is it's a lot of information. I try to jam a lot of information in a short amount of time. Just take your 1, 2, or 3 best things and implement them right away. That's the only way that, don't feel like you have to do everything. Take what you liked the most and just implement that aspect. But it all goes back to that mindset mentality in your head, and that story you tell yourself at the beginning. So change your story, change your life. And when you change your story, change your life, you get an opportunity to change a lot of other people's lives. And again, that goes to that purpose and fulfillment, and just be confident, be real, be you, and you're going to do amazing things as a team. So you guys will be all good. So have a wonderful night, ladies. I see 1 minute left on the clock, so we'll dial it back right there. So have a great night. Keep up the good work. If you guys need anything that I can help with, just reach out to Bridget, and I'm happy to help out, okay?
Hey.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.